What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are trying MotoGP 20 for the first time. But before we get into that, I just want to put a full disclaimer out there for you guys. This video is sponsored by Koch Media and Milestone, the creators of MotoGP. And yeah, thank you to those guys for making all of this possible. So, with that said, here we are with the new game. You guys know that I've played this for the last few years, and you're probably thinking, Ben, what's new with MotoGP 20? Well, I will tell you. There's a couple of new features that they brought in, which are pretty sick, actually. The first of which being a new managerial career mode. So basically, you can step into the world of MotoGP, whether it be an official 2020 team or a new team that you create, but it actually has sponsors that are actually from real brands within the MotoGP world, which is actually pretty sick. So you do lots of things like you hire staff, you hire an agent, and you have a budget, and you have to you know, manage the finances and make sure everything goes smoothly. There's research and development. There's a whole new level of like customization and stuff. It's absolutely sick, and that's something that I can't wait to bring to you guys in future videos. So stay tuned for that. As well as that, we have this thing called a renowned historical mode, where you go back in time to race and challenges as old MotoGP riders in their old bikes, and you basically complete those challenges by finishing on the podium. You get this in-game currency, and then you purchase those items or random items in the store, and that's how you unlock them. So really cool. A few guys out there who I know from the past, like Casey Stoner, I'm looking forward to unlocking him and taking him for a bit of a spin. Alright, that just sounded a bit weird, but anyway. Also, we have this neural AI, which is now in its second iteration. Basically, they're very smart. They're AI, but they behave like a human. They adapt to things like tire wear and fuel, and yeah, they're just supposed to be a whole lot more realistic, which in racing games and sports games, AI is very important for the single player experience. I did touch upon this earlier as well, but the editing system is absolutely sick this year. I'm talking about customization. So there's a whole lot of stuff you can do. Basically anything you can think of. Gloves, suit, livery, helmets. You can even put in your own tagline on the lower back patch, kind of like Valentino Rossi has the Doctor. You can have your own tagline. So yeah, you can customize your helmet. You can put all these different shapes and stuff on it. And I think you can even download other stuff from online, which other people have made. I've downloaded someone else's helmet. It's quite vibrant. It's got lots of colors. It's quite cool. I like it. But yeah, there's lots to customize to make you feel like you've got your own personal race team within the MotoGP world, and I absolutely love it. And finally, we move on to the online experience. Dedicated servers for MotoGP 20, which is absolutely awesome for reducing lag and just having better and closer racing. So that's something that I'm really going to enjoy as I get more stuck into online videos for this year's game. But that's pretty much all the new features. There probably is more that I have missed, but we'll dive into those in future videos. But yeah, we're going to move on now to my first gameplay. We're going to race around the new Finland Grand Prix circuit, and I really am throwing myself into the deep end with a MotoGP bike. It's going to be live comm, so let's cut to that now. Before we go, please like and subscribe, and let's get into my first play of MotoGP 20.
We are live from the starting grid, where the cameras are lingering on the favourite riders for today. A few minutes to go, and finally the spectacle will begin.
Now, I don't know what the tyre wear is going to be like, but we are going to risk it for a chocolate biscuit, and we're going to go with the softs. I imagine that a lot of other teams are probably going to go with mediums and maybe even hards, just to play it safe and be more of a factor later on in the Grand Prix. But we shall see. We're riding on board with Valentino Rossi, P22 on the grid, so further towards the back. We're going to have to make our way through the field. The AI is a little bit low. It's 50% difficulty. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn some of the assists off, like TC and stability control, that kind of thing. So we should have an interesting race as we make our way through the fields.
The riders have finished their warm-up lap and are now lined up on the starting grid. Only a few seconds left before the Finland Grand Prix will begin.
we go. Like I said, I've done absolutely no practice. I don't know which way the track goes. This can only go well. Off we go for the Grand Prix of Finland. Last place on the grid, Valentino Rossi in the Yamaha. Let's do this. So, to start off with, I'm going to just get a feeler of what this track is like, and then as we go along, as we pick up positions, I hope we pick up positions, we will turn off some assists as we go. I'm already going to lower the TC down to 2. When we get down to 0, it means there's literally no traction control. Now that racing line is basically on the grass, so that's interesting. But the back straight, very, very long, 1.2 kilometers long, so lots of chance for overtaking to be done. Can we get a nice exit out of here? I'm struggling to make some ground in this Grand Prix. A little bit of contact. It's a big no-no in this sport, but I am a complete noob, and I kind of need to rely on a bit of contact to force my way through. We're carving our way through the field now in this more technical part of the track. So that's exactly what you want to see. Heading towards the end of the lap now, I'm assuming. Around the outside. One thing I'm really struggling with on this game, and even the previous iterations, is always knowing how much notice you need to give the bike. That's one thing I really struggle with. I need to remember that we're on 2 wheels, not 4, and you can't agilely thrash your way through the corners. You need to brake a lot earlier, you need to turn it or lean into the corner a lot earlier in order to give the bike some notice to go through. Oh my goodness, how did I not crash there? Rossi, you're an absolute superstar for keeping us under control there. I've turned down the AW as well, not too sure what that is. I'm guessing this is EBS, potentially stability control of some kind. I'm not too sure. You guys will have to let me know. There's a lot of things that I need to master. I need to turn off some assists. I need to switch it up into manual to have a little bit more control over the bike. There's other things like running or turning off the joint brakes assist. So having full control over the front and rear brake. There's definitely some technique to that which I need to get a handle on and permanently turn off the traction control and stuff like that. How good do these bikes sound? Oh! One thing you guys are probably not enjoying is the sound of wheel spin. But to be fair, I'm actually enjoying it. I love spinning up the rear wheels and catching a slide. It's so satisfying on these games. Just adding to that difficulty factor. Let's see if we can get into the top 5 on a completely unknown track to me. That would be absolutely lovely. We're tucking into the slipstream here. About to start lap 4. And we're making pretty good progress. We're on the edges of the top 10. Oh! Don't touch the grass, no! Thank goodness for the rewinds. Full send. I fell off the bike 5 seconds ago and I'm already mashing down the power again. Why not? Come on, top 10. Let's see if we can get Zarco. Oh, very, very, very brave under brakes. I'm so sorry. Rossi isn't happy either about the contact. He wants to get through cleanly. Come on. Whoa! Oh, I'm loving it. Oh, baby, that's a nice switchback. Let's see if we can hold on to it. Ah, come on. Not only hold on to the position, but hold on to the bloody bike as well. That's probably my bigger issue at this stage. Come on, Ben. I'm gonna understand the layout, but by the time I do it, the race is gonna be over. I am absolutely on the ragged edge through the opening sector of the lap, but I just can't do anything against the AI. They seem to be, I don't know, a little bit more weaker at slower speed stuff. Can we go up the middle? Oh my goodness, the back end was kicking out there on the brakes. And we're going to get it done just about. Very, very forceful. But I will take it. This is only 50% AI. Just 50%. And I am using every inch of my lack of talent to get these guys. There's got to be a bit of performance to be found with switching off the assists. If it's anything like other racing games, you know, having full control over the brakes should surely be able to help me rotate the bike a little bit better, possibly even have a bit more stopping power. I don't know if I'm running ABS or not, but I probably am. But either way, lots and lots and lots for me to learn. I can't wait to get stuck into this game a whole lot more. Wow, alright, that's why you shouldn't lean on the bike too much. Into a braking zone. You guys won't believe how much I'm concentrating. This is meant to be a live com. This is meant to be just having a bit of a laugh and, you know, trying out the game for the first time. But here, I find myself really having to sweat it out in order to be competitive against these guys. Knocking on the door of the top 5 now. I mean, top 5 is probably where I wanted to be, but now the potential could be there for even a win. It all just depends on if I can keep it clean. And if there's enough time left in the Grand Prix to do so. Oh! Thanks for that. P7. Oh, man. This is a bloody handful. I really threw myself in with a baptism of fire. I didn't start off in the junior formula like Moto 3, Moto 2. No, just chucked me straight into the big boys with the goat. On a new track I've never heard of, with no assists. I do love to torture myself. Yep, I got away with that. And that. Wow. Watch me now make a mistake and do something so stupid. I'll like have the most clumsy slow speed crash in the world. You watch. Hopefully this is a good opportunity for you guys to take in the game sounds. I know that's something that everybody wants to see on a new racing game. All the purists just they don't want to hear this idiot talking, they just want to hear the bikes in their purest form. So I hope you guys are satisfied, but now I need to take the reins again. Oh, actually, a bit of a front wheelie there. That's alright, that hasn't happened to me before yet. So we're definitely on the ragged edge. The rear tyre is really crying out for help now. It's getting into the red range. That is not good. Can we get punctures? Tell you what, if we had a few more laps of this race, then we would have the knowledge to find out. Can we do a switchback here? On the grass! No! No, I'm going to rewind. I have to rewind. I want to see how this plays out without my silly mistakes creeping into the game. So here we go. Back on board with Rossi. Flying past Rins. We absolutely rinsed Rins. I'm sure I'm not the first person to make that silly joke. But anyway, P3 once again. Can we get Marquez? That would be absolutely phenomenal. I don't think it's going to happen. Dovizioso is going to win the Grand Prix. Marquez going to hold on for P2. And there we go. We got a podium, lads. The doctor's happy.
And return to Parc Ferme. Let's take a look at the final ranking of today's race.
Not too bad, if I do say so myself. What, a second away? Oh wait, no, sorry, we were a second better than Dovizioso, who won the race. With the next best fastest lap, I would say. No one else in the 45s apart from us. We nearly dipped into the 44s. which would have been absolutely awesome. Jack Miller, fellow Aussie there in P6. You love to see it. Although, probably would like him a little bit higher up, but each to their own. Guys, that's it from me today. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more racing game content. I do want to do a lot more MotoGP content. I want to do some online stuff, so keep an eye out for that on the channel. I might do a video with Tom97. I know that he's a pretty regular player on these games. So, yeah, that's it from me. And I will probably dive into career mode a little bit, so stay peeled for that. Once again, huge thank you to Milestone Games for sponsoring this video and making all this possible for me. Yeah, MotoGP 20. Let me know what you think. Until the next one, I'll see you next time.
Third place is good for the team's morale. 16 points more in the ranking, and the knowledge that the rider and bike are extremely competitive. For the podium ceremony, it's a weekend where everyone gave their all, but today these riders have shown that they had a little bit extra in the locker. The crowd is going wild, and finally they can enjoy this deserved moment of glory.